Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of Saturday on Lonis Lane. We're so excited to have you. As always, to my left we have Cody, and to my right is Tyler. I say as always, this week we've kind of been flippy-floppy. Sunday I threw one out just by myself, then it was just me and Tyler, then it's me and Cody. But Thursday and Friday we have the three amigos, or the probably what you think more of us.
Three Stooges.
Three Stooges. But that's okay. But tonight we've got a great show for you. We're going to talk about this Tennessee-Oklahoma game. Now, if you look at it and go back and watch our pick'ems from last week, all of us was very high on Tennessee. We all believed that Tennessee was going to have this game. We felt like John Mateer was kind of overrated from the beginning of the season, or playing more hurt. Looking at the stats, I mean, he had an okay game. It wasn't great. But Tennessee really struggled in this game in moving the football. It was one of the lower scoring games that they've had all season. And I want to talk about that. Tyler, if we look at the stats, what was John Mateer's numbers?
So he went 19 for 29 with 159 yards through the air, one interception, 0 touchdowns. And he rushed for 80 yards, though, with a rushing touchdown. So with that being said, offense was not really that great. They had 192 yards on the ground. But what won them that ball game is what wins championships. Defense. So they had, a total of 3 fumbles. Xavier Robertson, he fumbled the ball, lost it. And defense had 1. I'm guessing that's how's this reading? Sorry, guys. It's offense fumbled the ball and lost it, and then Tennessee fumbled the ball. And Joey Aguilar threw 2 interceptions. So defense recovered a fumble and had 2 interceptions. And I believe Tennessee was driving on both of those on the opposite side of the 50, and Joey Aguilar threw both interceptions, if I'm not mistaken.
Wasn't there a pick six, Cody, right?
I know early in the game there was, Tennessee drives down and scores 7-0. Tennessee gets the ball back, still 7-0, and driving. And
was it a fumble?
It was a fumble.
Scoop and score.
Scoop and score for 71 yards. Mason Thomas gets the scoop and score. That's kind of where everything kind of flipped a little bit. For Oklahoma, that's kind of the early takeaway momentum. Like I said, Tennessee drives down and scores. They stop. They get the ball back, and driving again. And it's tough to do that. To kind of really come back from that. It's still early in the game, so there's still plenty of time, and you're only tied. But definitely takes a lot of momentum when you get a fumble like that early.
Real quick, before we go any further, I want to announce our sponsor of tonight. We have Blevins Construction. I am wearing his shirt. Bobby Blevins is a buddy of ours. We love him dearly. He coached us in football, and also he helped me and Tyler build out. Well, not help. He built the houses. He built the houses. So if you're looking at any construction projects or building any houses, contact Blevins Construction. He'll be happy to help you out. So we looked at John Mateer. Didn't have a great game. I think a total of 230-something yards. That's 80-something yards rushing, 150-something yards passing.
Yeah. Now let's look at the other side.
That's where we're going.
Joey Aguilar, he had 29 completions on 45 attempts, 393 yards through the air.
That's a lot of attempts. That's a ton.
That's a ton of attempts. That means they we'll get to the rushing. 3 TDs, but 2 interceptions, which is the defense for Oklahoma. Good job. They had 63 yards on the ground with Aguilar with -6. They totally, to me, seems like they totally abandoned that running game. At some point in time, your leading rusher and Bishop was 38 yards. Lewis had 21. Thomas had 10. That's, to me, you abandon it. You're like, hey, we're not getting anywhere with it. Joey Aguilar has his receivers down the field, but then again, you have 2 interceptions. So
and then a fumbled sack that was scoop and scored. But how many? It was 300. How many yards?
393.
Almost 400 yards through the air. And if just looking at the stats, you have one quarterback throws for 150 something yards, another quarterback that throws for almost 400 yards. I mean, it looks like it's a blowout. Tennessee's side, right?
In every metric, Tennessee offensive metric, Tennessee
Wins that game.
outgains them in every metric.
Except for the turnover battle.
Yes,
Yes,
but
the turnover.
yeah, I mean, you're looking at rushing, passing. Oklahoma is outgained by a good margin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not in rushing. Sorry, not in rushing.
When they had 192 to 63.
Yeah,
So, I mean, the penalties, too, for Oklahoma, they had 11 penalties for 104 total yards. Tennessee, 3 for 25 yards. Normally, like we've talked about in the past, you have 7, 8, 9, 10 penalties, you're going to lose the game. But how does Oklahoma have 11, 104 yards total, which is almost double for what Tennessee ran for in penalties, and still win that ball game?
there is a 9-point swing there in the game where Tennessee misses a field goal, and then you also right after that you throw the 2 picks. I mean, so it ends up being a big swing.
So how many touchdowns do they have on the ground? You said 0 touchdowns through the air, Oklahoma.
2.
2 touchdowns on the ground, one being John Mateer.
Yep.
So that's 14 points, 21 points. What are the other?
Let's see. Oklahoma punt, field goal.
Okay,
They
so
fumbled.
12 points in field goals.
So look at Tennessee's
Field
defense.
goal.
What do they do? Tennessee's defense holds them to
14 points.
touchdown. I mean, really.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're talking about touchdown, they kept them out of the end zone, gave their offense a shot.
Yeah.
And the thing is that you're sitting here and you're looking at 4 field goals, but with that yardage, I mean, there's not a whole lot of yardage, which means they're playing on short fields. So
they're turning those interceptions into points.
this is tough. You see, because you're in Knoxville, it's a night game.
In Neyland, where it's definitely going to be loud.
Yeah. A lot of.
Chill air.
It was a little chilly.
So 2 of these games, two games that happened this weekend that I was expecting for it to be, a playoff game at the end of the year. Now you sit here and you look, both of these, Vanderbilt lost, Tennessee lost, and you have a game at the end of the year that I don't know if it means as much anymore. Tennessee, I would almost say, is out, even though, yes, their 3 losses come to a number 4 Alabama, number 5 Georgia, and a number 12, as of right now, Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
But I just, with a 3 loss, even with those 3 teams, I find it very hard for a way for them to get in to because they're out completely of the SEC championship. But if we're looking at the 12-team playoff,
Mm-hmm.
right now they're at 25. A lot would have to happen.
And could.
Yeah, and could. I mean,
Could
there's
happen
already-
in one weekend.
Yeah, it happened in one weekend with Miami being out. I think Georgia Tech was still in that top 12, weren't they?
They were not. There was not an
So-
ACC in the top 12.
So with the ACC basically not getting anything in there,
But
They have
someone
to.
will.
They'll
but
have
somebody has to be in there. The ACC championship team will be the number 4 team to get the first week bye. So I mean, I just don't see.
But it's like me and Cody talked about. Texas Tech, Utah, they play this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
One of them's going to be out. Texas Tech hadn't looked as good.
to. Texas Tech and BYU.
BYU.
And they're both, Utah.
Oh, yeah, BYU. And Texas Tech hadn't looked as good without their starting quarterback. You have a Texas and Oklahoma who are sitting at 11 and 12. Texas has to play Texas A&M. They have to play Georgia. Oklahoma still has to play Alabama. some of these teams are going to work themselves out just trying to finish out the rest of the year, while the ACC is going to knock somebody out if they don't get somebody in before the end of the season. So,
Right.
And it could be that potential Oklahoma or Texas. Because one of those teams, if we go by what it looks right now, and you're having to back out one team, it's going to be that either Texas or Oklahoma, and it'll probably be Oklahoma because of the loss.
Tennessee has 3 losses by a grand total of how much? I know you lose to Georgia by 3 in overtime. You lose to Alabama by 3.
Alabama was
it 3 or 4?
7. No, Alabama was 17. That's 37-20.
Well, forget what I was going to try to say. I was going to say that their loss margins are very low, but that's not the case at all.
I did not remember it being that much of a difference. I thought it was a 7-point game.
I didn't either. Maybe it's just my nerves. But anywho, Tennessee's out. I think we can clearly say that. A lot of Tennessee fans are upset. They're thinking Josh Heupel just isn't the man for the job. Understand. Josh Heupel has done a very good job at Tennessee. Y'all ran through Butch Jones, who was a great recruiter, but couldn't translate that onto the field. Who else did they have? They had, who was the guy that always wore the orange? Dooley, the orange pants. You had the Lane Train come through, who you probably may be kicking yourself. Jeremy Pruitt, who is now back in college football.
Yep.
So,
Jacksonville State as an analyst.
Well, he's back. But y'all went through some poor coaching since the Big Pumpkin. Philip Fulmer, I love Philip Fulmer. Phone call on the computer. Who would do that? Philip Fulmer, love Philip Fulmer. I've met Philip Fulmer at a baseball tournament while his grandkids were playing. So great guy. But y'all been through some bad coaching. Josh Heupel is the man for the job. Understand, who have you lost to? Really, really good teams. You are not a middle of the pack. I don't believe if you were a team who were going to face the top 15 to 25, I think you beat everybody in the top 15, from 15 to 25. I think you're right up there as a good team. You just got to understand you're playing tough games.
Yeah. I mean, number 4 beat you, number 5 beat you, and number
12 right
beat
now
you.
beat you.
Current numbers.
So don't get down on yourself. Don't start talking about firing your coach. You're right there. You're not losing in blowouts. You're losing at home, which would be a concern of mine. But the fact that you're still there, right? You almost beat Georgia, and a kicker who should have had 5 yards. You probably win that game, right?
Absolutely.
Oklahoma, offensively, you look great, except a few plays that beat you.
Some big key plays.
Yeah.
Some special team mistakes, some game management. I think that really hurts you.
And that's what it took to beat you. That's what I want you to understand. So don't get so quick to fire Josh Heupel. He's a good coach, and if you're not careful, he'll be the next head coach at Oklahoma. So enjoy him while you have him, and keep him close, because his home may be calling sooner than later. Because they're not happy, even though they are at number 12, they're still not happy with their coach and their pick. And depending on how the season ends, next year could decide a lot, right? So that's all the time we've got for this episode. If you haven't already, go and watch some of our recaps of Georgia, Florida, Vandy, and Texas, and we tackle the college football playoff committee. And then tomorrow night we do have our pick'em, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Have a great night. Remember that every day is Saturday on Lotus Line. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.